Well, I was mid 20s, I would say.
That's
Yeah, I
okay.
was already
So if I were to
1998. Yeah, I was
correct, 22.
was I 22?
Yeah, 76 you said, right? So 22, yeah, that's very young
Yes,
age,
yes, yes.
very
You're
young
right. You're
age,
right.
Roman. Okay,
I've stopped counting age for a good number of years. Thank you for reminding me.
that's good, that's cool, very good. Now, Roman, what actually drew your attention or liking towards this money market or stock market? What was actually thing? Anybody in your family were driving this out for you?
Believe it or not, my just thinking back, one of my history professors, while I was in college,
Uh-huh.
he used to also be a trader
Oh,
on the stock exchange,
mm-hmm.
and very fascinating guy. And he would always refer to his experience in the stock market
Mm-hmm.
while we were discussing history, United States history.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of spiked my interest, as well as number of friends that later in the years when I actually joined, I had a number of friends that were part of the industry at the
Mm-hmm.
time, and
Mm-hmm.
they were already brokers. And I wanted to explore it further, and stumbled onto something that it's a lifelong learning for myself.
Beautiful, very nice, good start. And I'm glad you're doing so very well. And friends, if you have any question down the road, please for Roman Iospa, please do text on WhatsApp. We'll have him answer the questions whenever you have one. All right, so let's start. What exactly is to for me to start into stock market? What is the requirement we need for knowledge, or what just blindly play it?
Well, for one, I would look at the stock market as a marketplace. Anything around you
G.
today
Mm-hmm.
is being either built or created by a particular company.
Okay.
And this or that company may be a publicly traded company,
Uh-huh.
which you could partake and be a part of, or the owner of
Uh-huh.
certain shares of certain companies,
Okay.
as we are right now streaming via Zoom or
Correct.
Facebook.
Right.
We could be investing into those companies if we find this business model as an interesting model, and
Correct.
we could go into more details how we could evaluate things and such.
And
But one and foremost, it's a marketplace.
like a
It's a
supermarket.
marketplace of innovation, and it's a marketplace of ideas, new creations, and such. Many industries comprise of the
Okay.
market.
You can compare this as a supermarket, going to store to grocery, buy groceries.
Uh, I would say, to an extent, it could be a mall-like,
Yeah.
with
Uh-huh.
somewhat of an unlimited potential, because the wall does have certain walls
Uh-huh.
and roofs. But with the market, and with my recent investments into some satellite companies,
Uh-huh.
there are no walls, and you could
Okay.
be taking part in many exciting adventures.
So, what is the difference between a stock and a share, Roman? Basically, to understand stock market.
Well, it could be very synonymous. A stock is a share price. A stock could be a company. So you
Mm-hmm.
refer to a stock as a company, a
Uh-huh.
particular stock. There's a 3, 4, 5 letter symbols
Okay.
that each company may have. But then you have shares of the companies
Uh-huh.
and there are different types of shares
Mm-hmm.
of certain companies, but they're publicly trading shares, you would say, and you would be able to purchase particular part or percent of the company, which would be equated in a number of shares. And nowadays, instead of just buying one share, you
Uh-huh.
could buy fractional shares. So
Okay.
instead of buying, $500 share, you could buy just a fraction of that share. But we'll get into that.
Detail. Okay, it's very interesting. So, stock market is for everybody, anybody who wants to enter into, or there's certain kind of you have to have a mental makeup for that, some kind of a tolerance towards taking the shocking news up and down.
Well, you see, let me address it in the following way. You're already a part of the stock market. Either you're participating it financially with investing money into it, or you being a consumer,
Okay.
purchasing certain things and products, and so you're already part of it
I see. Okay.
in one way or another.
Uh-huh.
So because you're on one side enjoying the innovations of the companies,
Right.
instead of being a financial gain, you're getting a gain through attention of reaching potentially millions of users
Mm-hmm.
from your home or office and
Right,
such.
right.
So
Now, being a shareholder doesn't mean you own the company. Part of it, we have no voice in that, right?
Not necessarily. Depending on the structure of the company, certain shares have voting rights.
Preferred.
So, and yes, I keep getting. I am holding a portfolio of a number of companies, and I constantly get certain requests that I should
Ach-
vote on a particular issues
Oh,
within the companies.
that's interesting. That's
So,
interesting. All right.
so you do have a voice,
You do
and
have.
certain shares have more voice versus the others, and all depends on the structure of the company and how they set it up and bring it to the
So are they
market.
called as preferred shares and common stocks, like
There are
something?
preferred shares, there are common shares, and
Okay, okay, okay.
certain shares have more voting rights versus the others.
Oh, good.
Of course, if you're a larger you're a shareholder, you may influence company's decision
Outcome.
in a
Okay.
certain way that might be more favorable to you, or which may be aligned with your vision.
Okay, but just before we go into detail, suppose the CEO of the company, right? I mean, he takes huge amount of bonus as a shareholder. Can we put a little bit of our thought into it? Why? How much can you take the money? Or no, you have no control over that.